Haman doesn't like to be cast out, but the name of Jesus, he said, all authority in heaven and earth is given unto thee.
Hello. Hey, hi, everybody. This is Tony Baloney Macaroni Scalatoni Soprano Luciano Macaroni Baloney. Talking to you. How you feel, family, social media family? Everybody feel okay? At least, if not better yet, to be said all right. If not best of all, to be said. To be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, too blessed, probably calm or be stressed. You and yours, your family and your friends, hopefully me and mine likewise as well. Whatever I could speak upon. Speaking correct, proper standard English grammar of the American dialect of some of such qualities and quantities are not our own particular lingo and linguistics out this here way for the Western Hemisphere across the great waters from the mother country, Great Britain and England, that gave birth to our own supposed so-called democracy, a democratic republic, or be I speaking some such as whatever I've said. Don't hold it against me. You know, like some such other. You know, cause I'm not with that program. All right, disregard what you hear in the background. You know, I could possibly change the channel right about now to a different station. Being a witch is a no-brainer, self-explanatory for that my person haven't said so. But then I'm trying to give some such a benefit of the doubt with all things considered. You know, not all that glitters is gold. And not everyone who claims to be a Christian believer in God is. Okay? But then, like I said before, whatever I myself personally can or could possibly talk about, a bit of one thing or another. Capiche? Then don't hold it against me, you know. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Okay? May kiss the rings whenever you feel like it, whosoever. My family. Why I tell you, Kate? Huh? Don't be getting into my business. All right? A woman should stay in a woman's place. That's including in you. Feminist woman, whatchamacallit. Okay, Kate. This once, only this once, I let you ask me about my business. Okay? Tony, are you hooked up? Are you mob deep? Do you run your own thing? I don't know what you heard about me, Kate. Let's stay focused here, all right? Let's not go off into left field. or act like we're from another planet. All right? You're supposed to be my woman. You're supposed to support me. You're supposed to back me up. Let's just leave it at that. Don't you believe me? Don't you trust me? Okay, Tony. Though I don't know what to think. I guess I just play it by ear as best I can. I mean, I'm willing to give you a gamble. That's all I ask, Kate. That's all I ask. Close the door before we begin these proceedings, gentlemen. You may kiss my ring. How you like the broadcast so far concerning these matters? Famo, social media family. I don't know whether I know much of what to talk about at the moment. Give me some ideas, if you please. No haters, though. No internet trolls. Like crank callers I could care less for, you know. Coming into my own thing, and infiltrate and attempt to, you know, instigate and litigate, then do it in somebody else's, you know, because I ain't in for it here. You hear what I'm saying? Are you one of them or are you one of us? Either your friend or foe. I'm never giving anybody anything that they didn't so richly deserve. They would butcher a vintage classic. What you call? No, not soap opera, but vintage classic. It's called music, theatrical production song number by making it the theme song to a my flick or to a mafia movie. And something. See, Tony, this is how you gotta pull the ladies. You gotta be like, the ladies are whatever races, a born and raised female person representing the opposite sex. Then hopefully only a grown adult woman. You know, you gotta be like, you know, during the course of some given moment in time, holding dialogue or engaging in conversation with them, you got on the slide, be like, while you trying to, get out of line, I thought you got that. You got, and try not to make it so obvious, whereas you're really saying, looking great, looking yummy, and seeing how I'm not gay, seeing how I'm not a dick sucking, balls licking homo, you know, cock sucking faggot, bitch ass son of a bitch. Excuse my name, pardon for bastard. So I say, as a play the part of Devil's Advocate, that's to being a part of something. www.he'sfast.com. I could practically not possibly attempt to bone you like one of those panty snatchers. Any beautiful and cute looking born and raised female person representing the opposite sex of grown adult woman or whatsoever races, and whatever walks of life, fashion of society, lifestyle preferences, be they heterosexual, bisexual, or lesbian, pussy and bull daggers or dykes. be they married or not. You know what I'm saying? They better be thankful that I ain't one of them damn panty snatchers. Like a panty snatcher, like Whitey Masters snatched the panties from Kizzy Kunte in real life. You hear what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And as the movie rape scene of Roots was based upon a historical rape or sexual assault. Oh, yeah. Let me just look it up. I don't know, everybody. I guess I am acting kind of goofy at the moment. As some would say. Are you sure you haven't relapsed again so far as got to once again resuming living your life in a bottle on the pipe? Hey, what can I say? Every day is supposed to be a different day. You don't necessarily have to be drunk to be drunk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you don't have to necessarily be high to be high. Y'all just understand what I'm saying? Huh? Did you hear that? Did you get a lot out of that? Because in these craziest of times, you know, with the world being like, you're going every which way but loose, all this craziness in the world is nonsense. You don't necessarily have to get to living your life in a bottle, worse yet, in the pipe, to become subject to experiencing the negative influences of it, being of some such as the devil and his flunkies of demons control this world as we know it. Not the world otherwise, not even the world below this world, not to mention the world above this world, you know what I mean, like heaven and hell. Then somebody stole one of my favorite masks. You know, went to my pocket and got it. I'm talking about one of these masks to combat the corona faggot virus or the COVID-19 homo pandemic. And it was like of an American design, a red, white, and blue with the stars and stripes and everything, you know, made to reflect the flag of the USA. I was pissed behind that. I said, I ain't gonna worry about it. I just have to get another one of that same make of model. I'm not saying, in addition to, or likewise, we're all the same. I got to be much more careful when patronizing the general services, the premises, and properties of a mass transit or a public transportation system, or for the atmospheres of different places of businesses, be it public or private, as well as for the atmosphere of premises, properties of different bus or train routes, because it could have happened upon a mass transit as well as for the atmosphere of a place of business. Since premises properties, when I had gotten clipped that one mask, I guess they thought they was getting some money or something. I had him in my jacket pocket. I was pissed. I said, "Oh man, it ain't got me again." I'm just glad it didn't get my wallet or my keys. Know what I'm saying, y'all? Peace. Then there's one neighbor from hell, more faggot, or one of the public nuisance problem neighbors is acting out or misbehaving as usual on a regular, usual daily and a nightly basis. I ever said, usual, regular, whatever, usual daily and nightly basis, regular daily and nightly basis. Then because he's stupid and sick or crazy. I'm like one of them damn dickhead prick, psychopaths, sociopaths, could be compared onto the male characters in some of those psychodrama movie flicks or Hollywood, California, most pitch productions, like for the one called by its title of Psycho or Silence of the Lambs, and etc. Real crazy MF. Real sick son of a bitch. Real insane bastard. You know what I'm saying? F an idiot. Psycho, sicko, F an idiot. Or whatever. Real crazy in there. Real president of Africa. Real
I have
sick son of a
14
bitch.
grandchildren.
Real
I now have 18
insane
going on 19
bastard.
grandchildren.
Put up with his crazy BS every damn day. Now I get to wondering if he either creeps as much as he acts crazy, or do he creep that much more than act crazy? Well, one thing I do know, he acts creepy and crazy enough for me, you know. But then if I catch him trespassing my perimeter, probably I will bust his ass up. I break him in half like a toothpick. I give him a black eye, bloody nose, fat lip, a broken jaw, a few cracked ribs, and then some. Make him half paraplegic, etc. Beat his ass into a coma, beat his ass to death, be he black or white, nigga or hunky. Green moon marching from outer space, taking on the form of a human, or be a green moon marching in outer space that is taking on human flesh or whatever I would say. Because homie here don't play that, you know. I was sooner pop a guy and drop a guy. It felt with something else, like one to the head. If I would be strapped with a gap, you know, being about the feast for the beast. I was saying this. Like a kid, one of them damn shanks in a prison farm or in a penitentiary of a soap knife, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. Well, I would think the bitch slapped the Catholic Pope his damn self. Let alone the average Catholic priest with a gay pedophile ass. What you say? Bop, 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 bop. Quit sexually assaulting and raping those boys. Different races of underage male minors, adolescent or teenage, preteen boys. Of likewise, whatsoever walks of life or whatever factions of society, lifestyle preferences. Because homie don't play that here. It's me talking. Because when the eyes of the rangers are upon you, and in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Don't let me catch you greasing your monkey and the boys in you, damn gay pedophile Catholic priest and gay pedophile Catholic priest wannabes. Bitch, slap your asses, make a citizen's arrest on your asses, and then turn you over to the much more familiar, legit official police or cops to make the official arrest.
Breathing, a calm classroom, which is a breathing technique based on meditation.
No,
is part of the curriculum.
This is me.
And so she's
this just as I am, keeping it real, baby, 100% on the up and up. Ain't no doubt about it. But let me finish up with the intro as an introduction before I get to speaking any further. If I were to speak upon one subject matter, be it this one, the last one, or something that I said earlier, I would speak on something altogether different. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, don't kill the messenger. I'm just here to deliver. Hopefully with that much less usage of expletive profanity, but rather than instead of with that much more cuss words to simply say. Because this is me, real quiet, keeping it real, baby, keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? So I say to you all, found more social media, found being on whatsoever races, but then not necessarily being on whatever walks of life, fashions of society, lifestyle preferences. You got to recognize and realize not anyone, everyone, not anybody, everybody can hang out with. You know what I'm saying? So I say to you all, being of whom in addition to the old, young alike, both two sexual genders of males and females, representing not only the human species but the global community. For this post 911 era of a new millennium apocalyptic day and age where the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes to midnight compared on time. Formerly, previously prior to then, it was at a quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times. Anyway, though, it's all good in the hood. I played it low key. I didn't really go there with somebody else that would be seriously attempting to, step on my toes or rub me the wrong way, be it of a neighbor from hell, dickhead, prick, closet faggot, or as he himself could possibly likewise, well, I was saying, be moonlighting as a crank caller, or be it somebody else, or somebody, someone, or something. For the last few days, I just been trying to be more for real. Even if I wouldn't be playing a part of the devil advocate, less two evil, been a part of some. Where the worst two evils is the likes of some of such, been of whom are the worst or worstest of unbelievers and unbelievers, being a deceivers who pretend to be believers in God as in Christians, aka Protestants, and therefore they themselves would likewise, well, all the same, would be considered as being of the worst or the worstest of closet devil worshippers, being of whom make up the majority of churchgoers or whatsoever religious denomination, from the pools to the pulpits of members and visitors alike. So how much more so I be like keeping it real if I be like feeling much more like an inspired believer in God as a Christian or the Protestants persuaded to get out the message. Yeah, I just been taking it all in stride, taking it one day at a time, whatever. That's it. I paid a visit to this one soup kitchen moonlighting as a food pantry, and the usual stick and move, snatch and run characters were there. Closet pickpocketers and purse snatchers. And there's more than quite a few of patrons of soup kitchens and food pantries are the what you call derelict transients. That's to be translated to be defined as many homeless bums, bastards, and bitches. I mean, the majority of most of the homeless are like that, because that's the way they want to be. Don't believe the hype. Don't think of it. Most of them, they don't care about much of anything but become like overgrown infants or babies, expecting a handout. Give me more. Have a very low self-esteem, and then some. Yeah, I know the feeling that one time when I was home, but I've never been homeless by choice. I know what it's like to be terrorized and traumatized, especially with me having to put up with the nonsense of this one neighbor from hell faggot at the moment. I'm probably some problem neighbor. Lately, I just been ignoring his crazy ass, stupid, sick, crazy ass, because life is too short to let somebody take you hostage, the rather twisted or warped, wicked mindset, coming from anyone, anywhere, anytime. Like, say, this one white girl in the store, old, ugly, evil-looking fart, who could possibly be closet clan or closet Nazi itself, want to creep up behind me and think that meant so much to her, to spook me by doing so. I look at it as water off of a duck's back. Water off of a duck's back is what I mean to say. Prince P continue to regulate my mind, complete out of person body to complete my speech. I'm like, you just want a stupid and sick bitch. That's all. You just want ignorant and insane hoe. You ain't worth a penny of my time. You ain't worth 2 cents. You ain't worth me sweating over. The stupid does, the stupid feels, and misery loves company. If I want to be sweat, I can just go back to my pad and be bothered with the neighbor from hell faggot. Can't on with his usual crazy FBS. What a sick son of a bitch, insane bastard that he himself is. What you probably heard in the background was him just about a minute or so ago. Yeah, that's his stupid and sick, crazy, faggot, bitch ass, homo ass. So don't worry about it, y'all. Forget about it. Because I know people, I know peeps and folks, I know persons, and I know things, and etc. I got pretty much so like the world, give or take, more or less, practically, if not possibly, wrapped around my finger, to compliment that old Frankie Frankie Sinatra, vintage classic pop culture song number. I got the world on a string. Ba, ba, da, da, ba, da, 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 da. And we want to put one of the Kennedys in the White House. Once again. Well, I know we don't want Joe Biden, touchy-feely, gay, pedophile, Catholic priest, wannabe, Slow Joe in the White House. Speaking upon some such other things, mind you, as I kiss and cuddle with Brits across the great waters of the Atlantic, for our own mother country would say, so far concerning politics or the election, I exercise my rights and privileges as an American citizen to cast my ballot to vote early. But then I did not vote for any presidential candidate, neither nor did I vote for any vice presidential candidate. Because I look at, you know what I'm saying? I look at the political challengers, you know, among themselves, and I'm like, either's worth it, you know. If the black sister is supposed to be the run and make a Slow Joe, then she ain't up to no good either. Because it was Slow Joe either in the calendar year 84 or 94. He himself was the very one that was the chief architect of a bill that was passed into law, whereas he was saying in more words or less in that legalized document, as it had become legit or legal after it passed through Congress, the U.S. Congress, the House of Representatives, and the Senate, that if any brothers, mainly or mostly are black brothers, more than Hispanic or Asian ones, etc., were to get their third strike, they can go to jail for life. We can go to jail for life. If your third strike of a crime where you get convicted of was merely stealing a chocolate candy bar out of a five and dime or dollar store is what I meant to say, then you could do a life prison sentence term within the atmosphere for criminal properties of a local vicinity area neighborhood community penitentiary setting. Okay, so if any brothers forget that about Slow Joe back in the day in the past, then you a fool. You a straight up boo-boo the fool, you know. Ain't nowhere in the world should any brother vote for Joe Biden. You hear what I'm saying? He was worse than Hillary with her bogus ass emails. You know, the wifey did a big that make that big bobcat panty snatching Clinton with all her bogus hundreds of thousands of bogus emails of Russian collusion. He was worse than her, where she called us super predators. He had actually attempted to send us brothers, mainly or mostly black brothers, away for life, you know. You hear what I'm saying? Can you feel me? He was worse than our present president, Mr. Moneybags, pussy broker. Although they don't have any goods on President Donald Trump as whether or not he had ever snatched any panties, but Hillary Clinton's husband, Bill, he got away with murder. He snatched plenty of panties. Didn't have to do a day in jail. But getting back to some such other, you know. Whereas President Mr. Moneybags, Donald Trump, he was merely saying that the four brothers that had supposedly snatched the panties of this one white girl, of a Caucasian woman, should be tried, convicted, and sentenced to death. Should be put on death row to be sentenced to death. But then Slow Joe, presidential candidate, former VP, then Slow Joe, presidential candidate, former VP. Now it sounds like whatever I say. Slashed along with the speech defect of Ronald Reagan with the memory lapse. But presidential candidate, former VP Slow Joe Biden was saying that if any, he went a step further. He said if any black brothers, mainly or most, get the third strike of conviction against oneself, then one could go to jail for life. So I'll be like, you have to be really like stupid or retarded. No offense, and meant to be directed to much more familiar, mentally challenged. But you would have to be either. Well, let me put it like this here. In other words, phrase that you have to be either incredibly stupid or incredibly smart to vote for Slow Joe. Now, the reason why I say that is that you have to be like your mind must have gone after lunch if you don't remember what Joe Biden, Slow Joe did to mainly mostly black brothers in either 84 or 94, or you have to have some kind of plan to survive regardless of whether or not Slow Joe get in the White House, where you could run circles around him for whatever he could throw at you to attempt to jeopardize your own personal survival as an ethnic minority male. You hear what I'm saying? Slow Joe, man, he's more racist redneck Klansman or Nazi than Donald Trump. Hold that thought. I don't watch him listen to any and every religious TV show program. One big religious comedy. That's what I call it. Hell damn no.
Including the president himself. And as he faced this health crisis, Trump's political standing priceless.
Slow Joe, Joe Biden is a cocksucker, man. Gay pedophile Catholic priest. Wannabe. You know. I mean, if President Donald Trump is a cocksucker, then how much more is Slow Joe, Joe Biden? You know, that Joe Biden is the worst closet Klansman, a worse closet neo-Nazi. So, you know, if anything, if brothers had to vote for a presidential candidate, then it better be President Donald Trump, you know, being a lesser two evils over Slow Joe being presidential candidate, former VP Joe Biden. Because if President Donald Trump could care less about black brothers or any non-white brothers, especially black brothers, then how much more it could be said that Slow Joe, presidential candidate, former VP Joe Biden, could care less about brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really vote for anybody when it comes to presidential candidates and vice presidential candidates, with the exception of having voted for Jesus the Christ, our Lord and Savior, the Messiah delivered, to become president of the USA, and Pontius Pilate to become vice president of the USA. Seriously though, I put in them as write-in candidates, you know, for our own U.S. or American political process. You know, I'm like, if I be like Donald Trump, then how much more I'd be like Joe Biden, you know, Slow Joe. So I didn't vote for either. I didn't vote for Trump or Biden this political election. You know. That's just me. I'm sorry about all the cussing and swearing, but I'm just keeping it real, even as a prodigal son, playing the part of the devil's advocate. That's the two evils, famo. But then I'm just gonna go on here and wrap things up because I really didn't even feel like getting on here at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have a lurking notion to get to live my life in a bottle, or worse yet, live my life in a pipe or not, you know, as someone or such a one who is supposed to be not only recovering chronic alcoholic, but then likewise as well, all the same, a recovering reefer addict, you know, after having relapsed most recently, but now I'm like back on the bandwagon recovery though. I could also go for some self-help recovery program meeting for, because they got something for Emotional Anonymous, you know. But then a lot of them meetings is fake, as well as a lot of church services fake. You know, they set up all that virtual reality nonsense just so they can keep the money flowing, because they really don't care about their constituents or person that patronizes their general services, you know. I just really been playing it by ear or being like someone or such one, being hopefully the total opposite of Doubting Thomas, You know, I just been walking into this recovery of mine with blind faith. You know, just putting in the hands of God. You know, I had yet to work on recovery from sexual addictions. Be it, no, I don't mean so far as snatching panties. I ain't into that. You know what I'm saying? From watching porn to wanting to masturbate to wanting to hop in the sack with a woman, not a female impersonator, but a woman of a born and raised female person representing the opposite sex or whatever race and whatsoever walk of life, fashion or society or lifestyle preference, or one who is still in the males representing the opposite sex practically, not possibly in a minute's notice. But then I'm into rubbers. I believe in employing the uses of protection so far as non-oxidized latex condoms, because I ain't going out like that sticking and stuff in a raw mushroom tip or raw Oscar Mayer Wiener hot dog ball, Park Frank, or Eckrich Polar sauces, you know, into a woman's soup bowl. I ain't going out like that with all these nasty, you know, food poisoning disease going for the fur balls of beavers or cats. You know what I'm saying? On these different VDs or STDs. Heck, you know, when a neighbor from hell is, you know, it took to make me have a disease of the mind up as it with his sickness of the head. Otherwise, that much more. But anyway, though, I'm gonna wrap things up by saying this here. Even if I had to force myself to say it, it won't come naturally to me to say just this here. And that is, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in your vein, by recognizing and realizing what he himself had done and did by the cross, Calvary, and hill of gold, suffering at the hands of some sort of Roman soldiers, up on the orders of their religious superiors and political and whatever other ones, you know, so that you would not have to go to damn hell, but so that you could go to heaven, so that you won't have to end up for all eternity in the lake of fire down hell with the rest of the unsaved unbelievers and unbelievers, to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and the demons forever, so that you could be among the saints of the fellowship in heaven, in the presence of God and his angels. Until we meet again, you all take care. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. We out. Bye-bye.